Hi. Will there ever be a day where I don't make a YouTube video when I'm slightly hungover, dying from the cringiness that I was last night, and look like I haven't showered in 4 days? Maybe not. Who knows? I just want to talk about something. So I'm watching a video by Jubilee right now, and I just want to put a huge disclaimer right now. Listen, I think that if you're a libertarian, a conservative, if you're identify center right, if you're a Christian and a conservative and your religion and politics kind of mix, which I mean, that you should probably keep your religion and politics separate. Like you probably should, even if you're like super religious. Like I get how tempting it is, but I think that your religion and politics should be separate because your religion extends beyond national borders, right? It's like a global thing, right? Anyway, but like I don't, what I'm saying, if you're like I personally am unfazed by people's political leanings. Like if you, regardless of what you are, as long as you're not a Nazi or fascist, if as long as you're not the far right, like I can coexist. We can coexist. We can get along. We can be friends. Probably be frustrated by like a lot of stuff that you say, and also probably some people like to have opinions that are based on stuff that's not true. But that, look at those are other topics, right? Like those are other videos. But like regardless, like I think people have the human right to thought, freedom of thought, expression, and belief. Like it's just like what like we are allowed to be, right? So don't come after me when I say this. Anyway, so now we got that 1 minute disclaimer out of the way. I'm watching this video by Jubilee. It's like, do all Trump supporters think the same? And it's like, oh, cool. I mean, the obvious answer is no, because like all Trump supporters as a group are diverse in their opinions and complex and layered. Like why they voted for Trump is different for every single person that voted for Trump. Like what I'm saying. So I'm gonna give them that space, but this like self righteousness that people feel like oh, I am standing on a minefield because I voted for Trump. Everyone's gonna blow up in my face. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like okay, I don't condemn. I literally, if you harass people who are Trump supporters, like I don't know who, like what you're doing. Like if they're a fascist, okay, like fine, like an actual fascist, like you've proved they're fat, like 100%, like whatever. But if they're just like a average day person, like they're just a regular conservative or whatever, and they don't treat people like shit, then like you need to not harass them. Like that's disgusting behavior, and that makes the other side look even worse. So remember that if you belong to a group, you're also, whether you like it or not, that group's PR person. You know what I'm saying? Like it's important to realize that. Like I'm talking about politics, like I guess not like being gay or lesbian or straight or whatever. I'm talking about like if you're a Democrat and you go out and make all Democrats look bad. I mean, that's also other people for being idiots and being like, oh, maybe thinking like, okay, well, this is like not all Democrat, whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing my point. And my point is, why are we sitting out here thinking we made a good decision? Why are people out here thinking that this was a good decision? I mean, there was liberals who voted for Trump. There was conservatives who voted for Trump. So it doesn't really matter. It just bothers me that we think we made a good decision as a collective, right? Because I mean, when I think of the United States, I think of a nation, and a nation is a group of people. So whether you like it or not, like we are a collective, right? Like even if we don't know each other, and we live on different coasts, like we're a collective. Like we're a collective. We're all fucking stuck with each other. All right, so we might as well suck the fuck up and get along. So as a collective, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, but like, why are we proud of this election? Why are we not educated on populism? Like, why do we not know what populism is? I meet so many people. Like last night, I was talking to my sister's friend, and he was like, "I voted for Trump because he doesn't take my money." That was your reasoning. That was your reasoning. That was literally your reasoning. He literally voted for Trump because he didn't think Trump was going to quote unquote take his money. Listen, I get there are people out there that don't like taxes. Like I get it. I think I'm definitely like one of those people. I don't think anyone actually likes taxes. I don't think anyone looks at their paycheck and goes, "Yes, queen, take that fucking money, fuck shit up." Like I just like don't think that that's a thing. But at the same time, like listen, hun buns, we're not living like I don't. This is why I don't get anarchists, right? Communist anarchists or right wing I don't get anarchy. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Like, your political philosophy is not going to run my life. Does that make sense, right? So that's why I have a problem with certain political philosophies like fascism, because it forces everybody to live under fascism. And it's like, listen, I didn't sign a release form. Like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, why are you doing that, right? Like, democracy allows space for people to live their lives in freedom, right? Well, democracy and human rights. Like, you can't forget human rights. It's like really important. But I mean, it's the same with communism. It's like you are gonna go have a revolution and overthrow our government, and then force me to live under something I didn't fight. Like, I didn't fight for. Really? You're gonna force people who don't want to live in a communist society to live in a communist? Well, you can go move to another country. That's ridiculous, bitch. I am a citizen. I can fucking live here. Go fuck yourself. I have a say, right? This is why I don't fuck with ideologies that are authoritarian, right? But okay, I mean, like, my main point is, like, we need civics education in our schools. Like, we need better civics education, right? People need to know what populism is, right? We need. Sorry. We need to talk about these things, right? We need to teach our kids, okay, like, what is populism? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is populism? How does it work? How does it infect a nation? You know what I'm saying? We have to say that even in times of crisis, voting for the person that's like, I'm going to save the day is a fucking horrible idea. Literal horrendous nightmare of an idea. Like, nightmare. Because guess what, guys? Populism is also inherently authoritarian. And I just want to let you know, guys, there are several things that we don't fuck with on this channel, right? Especially in our political videos. Like, the things that we don't fuck with are, we don't fuck with populism. We don't fuck with communism or fascism, although fascism is much worse than communism, let's be real. There's no both sides narrative there. Fascism will go after a certain group of people to blame a nation's problem and can lead to genocide. Communism, there's no inherent evil in communism, right? It comes from a goodish place, right? So let's just put that out there. That's not me being sympathetic to anything. That's just me telling you, it's like a fucking fact. Like, if you were to compare fascism and communism, morally speaking, fascism is immoral. Fascism is evil. Fascism is immoral evil, right? The far right is immoral and evil. Like, that. That's just this is how it is, right? There are people who identify as communists who could be evil, but that doesn't mean that communism itself is inherently evil, right? So when people say, oh, they're both evil, it's like, no, fascism is evil. I don't like communism. I think it's authoritarian, but I would not sit here and call communism evil, right? Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, people who may identify as communists could be evil. That's possible. Like, 100%. Just like people identify as conservatives or liberals could be bad people. Like, that's 100%. That's a fair argument. Like, that's a argument that you can make and have a good case for. Like, I support that. But there's no case. There's not really an argument to communism being inherently evil. I mean, like, fight me. Like, write a paper on it. Do your research. Like, fight me. But, like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. But, like, what are we? All binaries are false binaries. We hate authoritarianism, and everything is complex and nuanced. Those are, like, our three like, beliefs on this channel, right? Like, I feel like that's what we all collectively like. If you want to throw a fourth one in there, we love democracy. We love human rights. We fuck with democracy. We fuck with human rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that we like. These are the things that we want, right? All right, I'm gonna go so I can eat my breakfast. I just thought I'd rant about this for a second because people are proud of themselves for voting a populist into office. People are proud of themselves for being fucked in the ass by populism. Well, actually, being fucked in the ass isn't like the worst thing in the world. People are proud of themselves for being screwed over by populism, right? Being lied to, and it's just funny to me because it's just like, I get like why people didn't like Hillary, but it's like, did you have to elect populism? Did we have to infect our White House with a populist? Did we? Did we really? Did we really have to put a populist in the White House? Right? Was that something that we really needed to do as a nation? You know, if you say yes, it's like, okay, like, whatever, but like, Okay, hun bun. Like, I don't know about that. Anyway, I'm gonna go before um my food gets cold. I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for joining me on my political rant video. I feel like we just have so many of these videos lately. It's just like my outlet of like letting you guys know that we don't like authoritarianism and we just don't like fuck with people who think that electing a populist is a good idea. We just don't fuck with those people. All right, bye.